And that's what I expect on Monday night. Colts, Saints. And I don't want to let the recency bias of what we just saw in San Francisco, but I find this too low of a total in Indy, New Orleans, sitting at 45.5. It opened at 45.5. It's 46 now at all the books other than BetOnline and Pinnacle. We're still hanging the 45.5. The Saints have to keep winning. They need the first round bye. Brissett looks good, but they're missing pieces. This Colts team missing pieces. They need more than just T.Y. Hilton. I look at this total and I think these teams can get over it. And should I pump the brakes, Donnie, because we just saw the Colts put up 35 points against a bad Buccaneers secondary, and we just saw New Orleans put up 46 points against the Niners. Is that why I want this over so bad? Should I pump the brakes, or is this over looking at you as well?
The over's always, and whenever you're in the dome, it's perfect weather conditions. It's Drew Brees. I know their defense has been playing better, and last week was a little bit of an anomaly, so to speak. But even if you look at the past games, the Carolina Panthers game, 34-31 down in the dome, there's a lot of similarities to me between the Indianapolis Colts and what the actual Carolina Panthers do. They can get some pass rush on you, some athletes at linebacker, but really decrepit in the secondary, which is where the New Orleans Saints can feast. But when we take a look on the offensive side of the ball, it's hard to take unders, even though sometimes you say, boy, there's not a lot of weapons. Frank Reich dials up plays to get guys open. I don't know if T.Y. Hilton's going to be back for this game. Marlon Mack will be back. And they're very progressive, and that's what you have to like. It's the same thing that we talk about in some of these games, where if you get around midfield and it's 4th and 3, the worst nightmare of taking a total are teams that punt from midfield and pin the other team back on the 15 or the 10-yard line. These two teams are not going to do that, and especially in the dome. You're not going to get any conditions. Frank Reich will open it up. It's over or nothing. A mid-40s game with New Orleans and Frank Reich on the opposite side. I like the over in this game, Jimmy. I do.
I do too. I like the over in this game as well. All right, let's take a look at this card now all the way through. Buccaneers team total over seems like something to go back to. I do think the Lions can put up enough points to get to the full game over, but the Buccaneers team total over, I guess, is the most appealing spot at this point. You guys have talked me into the Eagles-Redskins under. Bears-Packers, I kind of like the Bears, but I don't feel like I need to pull the trigger. I am going to pull the trigger on the Bengals team total under 15.5, and I'm going to pull the trigger on the Patriots. I also think that the Titans-Texans over, it feels like a no-brainer at this point. Seahawks full game, I'm going to pull the trigger on that. I'm also going to pull the trigger on Panthers team total under 20.5. Broncos-Chiefs, I've pumped the brakes on that game there. I still like the fish, but Donnie being interested in the Giants does make me want to slow down there. Donnie, with that Dolphins-Giants spot, 16-mile-per-hour winds at this point. I mean, that's going to affect Eli a lot more than it's going to affect Fitzpatrick. Talk to me a little bit more about why you like the Giants in this spot.
Yeah, it's just the fact where I think the team, and again, it's not really a rally around situation. I think you're going to have more weapons and more chances to score. And also taking a look at back-to-back road games where you got to go to New York, you fly home, you got to fly back to New York. It's still going to be in the mid-40s, which does help the Dolphins a little bit because they're a warm weather team. But when I just look and I break it down, I love Fitzmagic. I love what he does. But you're stripping it down to bare parts each and every week now where you say, all right, go out and win with Mike Gesicki. I just look and say Sterling Shepard's going to be open this game. It's going to be nicer weather than you saw actually in the Philadelphia Eagles game last week. And maybe if Eli does start again, he was really rusty in the Eagles game and says, you know what? Now I had a week under my belt. It felt good to get back into the mold. And I'm going against a awful defense in the Dolphins. I just think they have more firepower. That's all.
Maybe this is going to keep me off. Okay, well, I've got a question mark beside that. Raiders, to me, slam dunk. I mean, I got to get to the window. I got to get to the window before it gets to 7. No Josh Jacobs, no problem. Last game in Oakland. They're going to smash the Jaguars in the mouth. I'm also going to get on that team total over for the Raiders. I got to check out what that is. I like the Cardinals. I think this is a sharp spot here to back the Cardinals. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to play it because I want to get a plus line on this spot. When we look at the market move here, the market's still moving towards Cleveland. There's 3s. Maybe I should just take the 3 right now at Bookmaker. Okay, maybe I should take the 3, the plus 3, and not who cares about the plus line. That'd be a nice thing to have in your pocket.